Hi wrestling fans, thanks for clicking on another dreaded D-Rose report. News is running rampant today. Extras, by the way, for WWE's Hell in a Cell DVD will be a backstage interview with John Cena and bonus footage from Randy Orton and him taking on Chris Jericho match that was on Raw quite a while ago. Anyway, Vince McMahon made the call to change R-Truth's theme music with the idea that Truth can continue to come out with new songs like rapper releases singles. Anyway, as noted earlier, Cena and Punk, he underwent MRI surgery yesterday. Word going around that Punk is experiencing pain in the hip, and as a precaution, WWE pulled him from this weekend's live events in order, for him to get the MRI. Randy Orton, he commented on John Cena's Legendary movie with the following on his Twitter. He said, "Just finished Legendary. Not a bad flick at all. Thought John did a fine job." I do too, but I think it's just totally wrong to put WWE films on it. Put Hallmark or something like that on it. Vickie Guerrero, by the way, wrote the following on her Twitter account about her daughter being down in FCW. It says, "I'm proud. I'm happy for my daughter getting signed. She has the heart and commitment. Eddie would be proud of her. I did see a picture of her, or a few pictures of her. She doesn't look nothing like Vickie, thank God." I don't know how she sounds though, but good looking. Anyway, to celebrate 10 years of WWE trading on New York Stock Exchange, WWE's COO Donna Goldsmith and CFO George Barrio, Triple H and Kelly will be ringing in the New York Stock Exchange opening bell this morning. I missed it. Kobe Kingston, he's going to be appearing at Cricket in Dayton, Ohio on Monday, December 6th, it looks like, 8 p.m., rather 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Please make a note of it. I did. And October 23rd, episode of WWE AM Raw, by the way, did a 0.64 rating with about 835,000 viewers, looks like. As noted before, this week's episode of Monday Night Raw scored a 3.1 cable rating. The show did hours of 3.06. Went up to 0.08 with about a little over 4.5 million viewers. Anyway, John Cena did an interview challenge on Score's Gillette Draft at 2, whatever that is, yesterday. Contestants for the show had to interview Cena to stay on. I don't know anything about that. CM Punk noted on his Twitter yesterday that it was about his birthday and said he was getting an MRI done, and reported earlier this week that Punk has injured his hip or back at Bragging Rights pay-per-view. Independent wrestler Brad Idol received a tryout match with TNA before last night's taping, losing to Jay Lethal. Idol was announced from Houston, Texas, and maybe another former student of Booker T. Not sure. It's said that TNA asked Eric Young to take a pay cut if he signed a new deal with the company it offered him, but Young's current deal with TNA expires soon. Kyoshi contract is also reportedly expiring soon, but no word if TNA offered him a new deal or a pay cut. If Dixie would be my girlfriend, I'd take a pay cut. But otherwise, women's wrestling star Christina Von Eerie of AAA fame, maybe making her way to TNA TV fairly soon. Von Eerie, not Eric, teamed with Shannon Moore in a dark match against Okada and Cookie weeks back, I guess. They reported that she would be a member of Inc. Incorporated. Apparently she has tats. Big tats. Anyway, WWE updated corporate business news as the Night of Champions pay-per-view was coming in at maybe around 169,000 buys in September. Preliminary number, and the official number was reported on November, will be reported on November 4th, third quarter earnings. This preliminary number is down 36.7% from 2009's total number of buys of 267,000. 267,000 down to 169,000. That's About exactly 100, little over 100,000 buys less. With pay-per-view buys on WWE's third quarter of 2010, the Money in the Bank, Summer Slam, and Night of Champions average number of buys per show were down to 227,000. That's out of the three. Night of Champions drew approximately 101,000 North American buys, with at $45, just about a piece. WWE made around $4.6 million off of Night of Champions, in comparison to 2009's made around $6.1 million domestically, with about a $39.95 price tag. Additional matches were taped for this week's episode of WWE Superstars in Milwaukee. Tyler Rex versus Chris Masters, and MVP versus Kurt Hawkins. Hang on. All right. Matches taped last night prior to Raw were Tyson Kidd taking on Zack Ryder, and Mark Henry versus Jey Uso. Finally in a singles match. And Mark Henry's back. MVP debuted a new song prior to the Superstars match. I don't know what it is. WWE website had added Papa Shango and the missing link to the Illuminati section. And by the way, remember the lawsuit I told you Vince was doing towards Connecticut people about them not letting people wear WWE clothes. Anyway, to the voting polls, the lawsuit has against the Connecticut Secretary of State has already been dismissed. So, in other words, you can wear whatever you want to. And Vince says he's going to wear WWE merchandise to the polls. He said he's going to do that. And bet me it's going to be John Cena's shirt. Earlier this week, Jeff Hardy, he appeared on NBC's, CBS's new Talk. It's called The Talk. Daytime radio, or daytime TV show. It's about an anti-bullying thing. Anyway, Hardy played the face and recorded a video message for a fan of his that was being bullied. And they got it online if you want to look at it. That's a good deal. We don't have the full numbers in yet about the other night's Raw, but like I say, with the fallout for bragging rights, only did a 3.1. And I'm not sure how they're going to be able to get out of this, but I've got to tell you, I haven't done it yet. I've got a year ago, I think I might have told you about that too. 10 years ago, a Raw that I'm going to discuss one of these days, as soon as I get time, about the comparison to 10 years ago to this year. I think it was in October too, couldn't think of it. Anyway, comparison, last night's Dallas Cowboys versus the New York Giants football game did a 13.0 with a ratings of 18 million people. It was fourth most watched program in the history of cable TV, and most watched so far this year. Cowboys aren't doing too good. I don't know why they're watching it. I guess I'm watching them fail. Sources report that WWE is planning to tweak the format of Tough Enough before bringing it back to the USA Network. The company's also talked about with a respected production company that deals with reality TV to handle it. The production part of it. So it may be just a little bit different from the way it was. Hopefully. The dark match before last night's WWE NXT taping in Milwaukee, we didn't see the Dude Busters defeat Luke Gallows and Vance Archer. Dark match after the main event of the taping saw, we didn't see Edge, Big Show, Rey Mysterio defeat Kane, Alberto Del Rio, and Jack Swagger. FCW recently removed WWE developmental talent Rudy Parker, also known as Adam Atherton, from the roster page, so it's possible he's been released. But the Parker family, formerly known as Asher Knight in OVW's Ohio Valley Wrestling over there, which, here's what they said about it. Parker was signed to WWE in March of this year and was asked out by John Laurinaitis to cut off his, like his mohawk or whatever before joining at the time. But the sources in OVW described him as bland and average as humanly possible. Oh, they don't know me, do they? I better get off here. I got about 10 minutes. YouTube will kick me off. I gotta go.